Hi everybody, welcome back to Camp Productions. Today we're going to be talking about three basic camp type setups: Rachet, Basic, and Boujee. This is my Rachet setup. Pretty much anybody can do something like this if you want to go out camping. I have my actual yard table, the legs come off so I can put it in the car. I can grab a chair from my yard to sit down in. I also have my old trusty barbecue. This can work as a stove for anything you want to cook out there. So here's what I have inside. Some paper plates. Pretty basic, most people have them. I also really wanted to make sure that I grabbed a spatula just out of the kitchen, something easy. Chopsticks. Chopsticks are always a great thing to have, and usually you have a set sitting in a drawer someplace. Same with my cutlery. I got these from a restaurant somewhere down the line and just thought I'd throw them in my camp bin. This is a little water cup that I have. You can use it as a basically cook pot or just to drink out of if you want to. Here, let me show you how it works. Oh, never mind. I can't seem to get it to work, but you get the idea. Flashlight. Never forget the light. You always need it. It's very simple, but people forget it all the time. I just used a cooler out of my garage. I really like this one. It's very light. It's very simple. It'll keep drinks cold while I'm gone for a night. Also, it has wheels. Whee! So, one of the other things I recommend is some sort of bowl. You can eat out of it, you can mix in it, you can do whatever you need to with it. Later on, I'll share with you a really cool trick. Just a pot, something I had, easy to throw in, a little pan, something I can fry something up with, and you can use these on the grill if you want to. And I just had an old milk crate that I throw everything into. Now, if you don't have a grill, you can just get a bag of charcoal. Make sure that you're being responsible and that you're not lighting it in a place where you shouldn't, someplace windy like here today. But again, I have a pretty good tip for you. There's a guy on YouTube, Key West Waterman, who actually takes a still bowl like this and turns it into a charcoal grill pretty easily. I'll put the link right here. There'll also be one in the description. So what he did is he took the bowl, he drilled a hole through it and added a metal wire. Then he actually poured the charcoal into the bowl, put the charcoal in the bowl, and then he lit it, and it was a floating grill. Please remember, if you do this, be responsible and don't light a fire. So, welcome to the basic setup. This is generally what I use when I go out. I have a small bin, I keep everything in it. Open the bin and show everybody. No, wait, yeah, maybe not. All right, let's start with something else. How about the table? This is actually a pretty easy and good camp table that I have. It just folds out. It's not very sturdy, but it does the job. You can also see I've upgraded my cooler to a much nicer cooler. I do believe you get what you pay for when it comes to a cooler. So those are some of the basic things in this. Now, let me show you what I keep in my actual camp bin. It's very small, it's very light, it's very easy. Some camp plates, something you can reuse and not just use paper. Paper towels. Always carry paper towels. They're one of the best things you can have in your camp bin. Some coffee cups. I always like to drink coffee. These are also my drink cups. Cheers. Some plastic bowls. Super simple, easy to eat out of. Always carry plastic bowls. This is what I keep all of my Ziplocs, garbage bag, and camp cleaning utensils in. Sponges, things like that. It just keeps everything from rolling around inside the bin. Bonus tip number 1. If you have coffee creamer that's instant, take it out of the container that it comes in and put it in an old cleaned out peanut butter jar. No spills. This is the fuel for my Jetboil stove. Always making sure that I have a little extra. This is the bag that I have some basic cooking utensils. I try to use plastic to make sure I don't scratch my nonstick pots. There's a spatula and just some basic utensils, forks, knives, things like that. Oh, bonus prize, extra fuel. This is a really cool little solar lantern. If you haven't checked these out, please do. They're very, very easy to use. You just blow it up really quickly. It expands, and then you have a lantern that you can put wherever you need it throughout camp that night. This is my stove. I just use a Jetboil. I do have the extension so I can put any type of pot on top of it. That's why I carry my little Msr Camp Kit. It's basically a Russian doll setup. You have a couple different pots sizes, and they all just stack inside of each other. I also keep a couple extra items inside the pot and the pot handle wrapped inside of a rag so that it doesn't scratch the inside. Super easy way to keep things, really convenient, and these are a great little camp setup. This is my percolator, also what I boil water in. Pretty much anything I need to cook water in, I put in this and put it right on top of the jet boil. I do carry an emergency bivvy. A lot of the time I'll just throw that in my pack. And of course, duct tape. You can never go anywhere camping without duct tape. A little hatchet, just in case I need to split some kindling or hammer in a tent stake. This hatchet doesn't do much more than that, but it will help you split some kindling, especially if you bang on the top of it and push it through the log. Paracord, just in case you ever need it, 550. An actual fixed blade knife, again, just in case you need to do anything with camp chores. I always carry a little saw of some sort in case I need to find something or saw something off. Really easy to have, very small. Bug repellent, I try to use not 100% DEET, but there are times of the year where I will. And of course, never forget, you have a headlamp. Light is one of the most important things at night around camp. Make sure you have something. Ta-da! This is the basic setup. Oh wait, looks like you forgot something. Oh yeah, way to go, dummy. Don't forget a chair. This thing is a great little Walmart Ozark chair. I think it was like $23. It breaks down super small and works really well. We just got done trying them in the desert. I have to say, they're pretty comfortable. This is our Boujee setup. As you can see, all the finest gear and clothing. Haha, just kidding. But I do think this is a pretty nice camp setup and everything you'd need to be extremely comfortable. Again, just plastic plates. I really like these things. I think they work well. They're easy to clean and I can just throw them around and I don't have to worry about them breaking. A nicer lantern. This thing's pretty cool. It's got a hand crank. You can also charge your cell phone from it. Just a fancier version of a lantern. Again, that bag that I keep all of my Ziplocs, garbage bags, cleaning utensils. Coffee cups. This time, solely for coffee. Cheers. And in the Boujee setup, we like to have our cocktail glasses. Something we can pour a drink into. Just an easy way to keep things nice. These are pretty cool Star Wars bamboo and some fancy napkins for when we place out the hors d'oeuvres at night before dinner. Paper towels. Don't forget your paper towels. Cleaning wipes. Something to give you a little freshness before you go to bed. Yep. Clean them up. Smelly man. These are a great little find. These are some welding gloves from Harbor Tool and Freight. I think they're like $8, but they allow you to handle anything hot around camp. This is also my camp cook setup for this. It's just a much bigger Russian nesting pot. Several different pots, pans, things that all break apart. This is the stove that I'll take. It's just a Coleman 2-burner. You can plug in the green propane bottles or you can use the larger propane bottles. Just gives you more options to cook. Plastic bowls. Always have your plastic bowls. I like to keep my cooking spray in this little mesh bag. That way, again, they're not rolling around in the bin and all I have to do is grab them right out of that. Aha, propane for the stove. Ah, bonus prize. One more. A cutting board. This is a great dollar store buy and also something I can't recommend enough for your camp bin. They're super handy for all kinds of things. This is my knife roll. Just a way to store my knives, keep them separate, make sure they're not cutting through any of my bags. It's a really easy setup, and as you can see, this one is about 100 years old. But it still works, so I still use it. Big percolator. This trip, if we're going to do it nice, we want to be able to drink lots of coffee and share it with our friends. Check out the size of that thing in comparison to that fuel bottle. No little saw on this one. I brought the big one out. I just keep it in the car. That way I can saw anything I need. Nice motion. And a full-on axe. This will help me hammer large stakes or split logs if I need to. This is a much nicer, much sturdier table, but again, it's a buy once, cry once type of situation. Gotta take care of number 2. This is a really nice way to sit down and make sure that it's not uncomfortable. Aha. Now it's time to show you guys my secret weapons. These are old travel kits, old dop bags that I had, and what I decided to do was actually take them, empty them out, and turn these into my cook kits. This one right here holds all of my cooking utensils that I would need, and I love the fact that I can just hang it on something around camp. In the top pocket, I keep all of my silverware, knives, forks, spoons, enough to share with everyone at camp. In here, I just keep odds and ends, garbage bags, anything you might need to grab very easily. This pocket might be the most important. A way to keep your drink cold. Koozie, baby, koozie. And down in the bottom pocket, I keep all of my cooking utensils. Spatulas, fire starters. I highly recommend a wood spoon. They're one of the best things you can have for all of your non-stick campware. I'll also keep can openers, tongs, chopsticks, all types of things inside of this. So this is basically what I pull out when I need to cook something, and I have all my utensils in one place. You could also pick up an old dop kit, usually at your thrift store, for a fairly cheap price. This one, I decided that I was actually going to take it and turn it into kind of my camp kitchen and spice rack. So what I have here are, again, some cleaning supplies, rubber gloves, a corkscrew. Down here in the middle section is where I keep my main spices, sugar, garlic, lemon pepper, you know, all the good stuff. And then down in the very bottom here, it's nice because, again, I can hang this up. I have a fork, knife, and spoon set for guests if they need it, some hand sanitizer. And down in the very bottom is where I keep all of my Taco Bell sauce, drink mix, anything to make a little extra flavor for camp. I can't tell you, we just got done off of a trip using these things, and they were so great to just be able to clip into whatever you had around. And you could just tell somebody, check the bottom pocket, open this, open that. It was a great little way to go. Oh yeah, and I threw a bottle opener on there. This is pretty much a pretty nice setup. One of the other things you can see is I highly recommend having a fire extinguisher around camp. Just in case something happens, you can always put it out. Cooking in the outdoors is always an adventure. This is just a great way to make sure you stay safe. And you can see on this trip, I brought a much bigger, much nicer chair. That way, I'm a little more comfortable. I hope you had a nice little look at my Rachet, Basic, and Boujee camp setups. Just remember, if you want to get outdoors, you don't need everything. You just need to be able to have an adventurous spirit and get out there. Be well, my friends, and I hope I see you in next week's video.